initiative of ASWWF Foundation in Chennai are actively supporting the women in some slum areas, and they are forgetting the area name. They are being trained on the trees, making the bed and food. We have done situational analysis of domestic violence in India. It has helped to develop the first kind of trauma and informed care kit for sensitization of service providers during acid violence. So, acid violence and acid is from what action has to be taken. So first, the water has to be found, the blanket, and all that. And every state government has started. Education assistance for children of victims, creating awareness of the heinous crime amongst vulnerable age group, issuing numerous national and international recognition for our work. Foundation has received in a village in Bihar, our Tatha region, as you know, the Mahatma Gandhi has started with the Tatha to give employment to help the rural area. So this power is not always available in the villages. So Sula Tatha has been provided. More than 1,500 women were trained, and more than 250 Tatha were supplied to them. The cotton and silk raw materials are given to them. They spin the yarn, and yarn is purchased and woven. The loops are there as well at our place, and it will be given this handkerchief I am using. This is made of cloth, and it then dyed, woven on the loom and dyed. So I am using this. And so the program is that about 5,000, 600,000 they can earn at their own house whenever they have the free time, instead of gossiping or fighting or quarreling.
Comprehensive presentation ever made, I would say, in India on the statistics and the entire detailing of how acid attacks takes place in India. So, some of the highlights of the data compiled by UN Women on violence shows that this has been it has increased significantly in recent years. So globally, 1 in 3 women has been subjected to violence at least once. Every day, 137 women are killed by a member of their family. Adult women account for 49% of human trafficking, the rest being children. 1 of the 5 women is married before the age of 18. Women and girls continue to undergo forced female genital mutilation. Adolescent girls worldwide continue to be victims of forced sex. Cyber harassment is reportedly experienced by 1 in 10 women. Street-based sexual harassment is faced by 40 to 60% of women. While pervasive, gender-based violence is not inevitable. It can and must be prevented. Stopping this violence starts with believing survivors, adopting comprehensive and inclusive approaches that tackle the root causes, transform harmful social norms, and empowers women and girls with survivor-centered essential services across policing, justice, health, and social sectors, and sufficient financing for the women's rights agenda. We can end gender-based violence. It is true that violence against women continues to be an obstacle in achieving equality, development, peace, as well as to the fulfillment of women's and girls' human rights. All in all, the promise of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations to leave no one behind cannot be fulfilled without putting an end to violence against women and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, we greatly applaud the courage and determination of these survivors who are making a difference in this world by pursuing their studies, taking up jobs, getting married, anchoring media shows, running cafes, modeling, and even doing fashion shows. I would request you all to join hands with us to help eradicate this heinous crime from the face of the earth. They have lost their identity in this attack, but let us not lose ours by not holding their hands. That is what Asset Survivors and Women Welfare Foundation has been doing for over a decade now. Let us not remain silent, as this will not protect women. So today I would like to take you through a presentation which gives the entire, we are perhaps the first ones to do a situational analysis of the entire, how this attack takes place, what happens, what, when, why. So all your answers will be given here. And this presentation, I can assure you, no one has in India right now, or nobody has ever done it. So I will just take you go through this presentation. I think I'll come to the side here. That will be even better. Involving the throwing of corrosive acid, mainly at the face of the victim. The intention is generally not to kill the victim, but to mainly disfigure, maim, and torture the victim by using acid as a weapon. Next, please. So the urgent need to combat this crime in India when nobody was thinking. It was a very difficult thing to do. It's not an easy thing to actually work for this cause. And we were also confused initially, but then over time, when the laws came into being, we were getting into advocacy. So ASWWF is a leading not-for-profit, non-governmental organization working for the prevention of acid-burn violence in India. So it acts as a forum for advocacy of acid-related issues, cases, promotes social environment conducive to elimination of gender violence, and espouses a firm legal basis for prosecution of offenders, because people were going scot-free, and this was not even considered a kind of a crime, which was not recorded in the IPC. So we also have global linkages you can see here with partners. It's not that we have only been working in India, we've been taking the best practices from other countries which are facing a similar problem, like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal, Cambodia, and Uganda. Next, please. Here you can actually see the trend of acid attack. Previously, you will not believe, you think that it is only underdeveloped countries which are facing this kind of crime. But if you see here, UK was leading first a couple of years ago. Other countries like Bangladesh, Afghanistan, Nepal, Cambodia, Iran, Uganda, Sri Lanka, France, Italy, and USA. So they've all been having acid attacks. Next, please. So crime against women in India, if you see this is a complete figure on what is happening here in India, and you can see the dowry death, acid attack, go back please, cruelty by husband, kidnapping and abduction, rape, assault. So these are the figures here, these are actual figures which you can see here. Next. These are the trends in India. The number of acid attack victims have been decreasing steadily from 307 in 2016, and you can see, as per the data of National Crime Records, it's 186 in 2020. Western region has the lowest incidence of acid violence, 13%, while Eastern region with 37%, Northern region with 35%, and Southern region with 15%. Next, please. So here you actually have the states. Now you can see that West Bengal is the highest right now. And then there is a sudden drop there with Uttar Pradesh. And then you come into Delhi, Odisha, Punjab, Kerala, Gujarat. So all these other states, so these figures are there, this could be made available to you. Next. Now this is a compilation of the different states in India with the acid attacks happening there. This was not available earlier, so it was very difficult to track each and every state with the press releases, reports, hospital records. Next please. So focusing on southern India, now that we are in Chennai, here you can see that Andhra Pradesh is the highest, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and then you can see Tamil Nadu there. Telangana, Lakshadweep, and Puducherry, of course, they are not being recorded. Next. So what is the occurrence of acid attacks? So now we had to work on this to figure out what's exactly happening after combining the entire, after doing a detailed study of this. So here you see distribution. Most acid attacks take place in rural areas. 60% followed by suburban areas. 24% while urban area accounts for 16% of the attacks. We also got detailing into the time, and you can see here that 70% of attacks have taken place during the day, while 29% that happened at night are found to be more physically injurious. Nearly 64% attacks have taken place at or around the residence of the victim, while 36% have taken place away from the victim's house. Next. Now these are the reasons for acid attacks. There are several reasons for that, and here you will see that why it happens. There are disputes with land, there is also no motive. There is dowry, then there is others, professional jealousy, family related dispute, marital discord, and the most thing, rejection of love, marriage and sex proposal, which is the highest. Next. Profile of the victims. You can be also been able to profile who are the victims, and here you can see the different age groups from 11 to 30 years. Females are most vulnerable. So if you see this entire details are there, and we could give that to you also. Next. So profile of attackers. So the majority comprising of 52% are in the age group of 21 to 30 years old. 87% of the attackers are males. The balance 13% are females. Relationship, it is seen that 82% of attacks have been carried out by non-family members like suitors, neighbors and friends. Out of this, 84% of the attackers are known to the victim. So that's high. I mean, a lot of people who are knowing each other, they have been attacked. Next. So, the impact on health of victims, physical, psychological. Then you have the social impacts, which are rejection, social stigma, damage to victims' confidence, protracted expensive surgeries, very, very expensive surgeries, appearance impacts, and in fact you can't recognize yourself, it's so bad. Next. So these are the medical challenges which we see. Very good to use certificates for this. So that also we have been able to overcome. Next. We have a lot of awareness programs everywhere, and I would say with schools and sensitizing the police force and training them on how to treat an acid survivor. So there are a lot of areas where we are working on in this regard. Next. Rehabilitation aspect. What you see here is the category students completing the education, challenges which they have to face, the mitigation. So you see there are different steps where they have to go through. Next. Rehabilitation. Of course, the COVID has been something for all of us, but despite all this, we have been reaching out to our survivors all over the country. Go back, please. So, by a lot of survivors, we have helped out in different places in India during providing the ration, kids, medical. Next. We also organize the World Confluence of Humanity, Power and Spirituality. As I said, everything is a state of mind. If your mind is okay, so we have these conferences where great people get together. They talk about spirituality, goodwill, peace, health, happiness. So this is one of the, we have a lot of presidents, former presidents of different countries visiting us, religious leader, politicians, royals, everybody's been there. Next. This is something which this is our vision. We want to set up this rehabilitation and research center, the first of its kind in India. So this is what our dream is, and we are working towards it. We have asked the West Bengal government also to work with us. Different streets also we will go to. Next. This is what the research center will do. It will provide legal, advocacy, medical, rehabilitation and awareness programs. Next. Well, we've been also inspired by late Abdul Kalam ji for spreading our wings for service to humanity, not only for the spiritual cause but all over for a cause and service to humanity. Next. We had launched the southern chapter, and here you can see that this was many years ago. Dr. Badrinath is there also as me, and a lot of eminent personalities from Chennai. Next. These are all the awareness campaigns we have done over the years. Next. We've also opened a shop in Kolkata, run by acid survivors. Next. These are the rehabilitation work being undertaken by us. Next. We've done a lot of free eye surgeries with doctors even coming in from all over the world who have come and helped us in this cause. Next. Awareness at police campaigns. We've even put up posters there that what we should do, because they were also not aware of what actually needed to be done where acid attacks were taking place. Next. Now here you can see the confidence building. Here this is a play put up by all our acid survivors in Kolkata, which is beautiful. You can see them all coming on stage, the confidence, holding their hands and, doing what we want them to do basically. Next. This is an initiative which we are working on in Chennai itself, Siragu. So this I would also, we will be having the head of Siragu speaking to us directly, who is in London right now. He will give you a little brief on what he has done here, so that we are connecting straight to London from here right now. So 5 minutes of that we will just take of your time to understand that what is being done in Chennai itself. Next please. This is the solar charkha mission which Dr. Kanoria, chairman, was saying. In fact, some of you were not being able to hear his speech properly, so I would request you to take a copy of the speech which is here with us. And Divya can, are you there? Yeah, Divya can help you in that. So here, this is the solar charkha mission in Varaia, where we want to empower 5,000 women. We've already started the process of earning 6,000 to 10,000 rupees per month. Next. Human trafficking. West Bengal is one of the highest in human trafficking, and we've been helping a lot of women there. You can see that now they have become empowered, and their economic situation is recognized all our projects during the COVID time. Next. Vocational training. This is still continuing. Next. This is another cause which I think everybody should go for, is skin donation. Now it looks very, kind of feeling that, why skin donation? We talk about blood donation, but we are trying to create awareness about this. So if you see here, I'm sure none of you would be having information on this actually. So we want to create awareness. We've already started in Delhi, that how you can donate your skin. People feel that, why should I give a skin and this thing like that? But you can help others. So we are creating the skin donation only takes 45 minutes, and there is no disfigurement or anything. So if a person pledges his skin after he dies, before he dies, and then after that we can take the skin, that helps a lot. It is being done in many countries and even in India. So we want to make this into our next cause also to create awareness. So that is all. I think most details are already available here with the statistics and this young man who has taken up the cause with us for working with empowering women. And of course that young man is also Dr. H.P. Kanoria's grandson and Manisha Ji's son. Is she here? So he took up the initiative himself while we were working on larger cause. He said we must focus also on specifics here. So he took it up in school with all his school friends. So he's doing a lot of work here. And I think it will be very inspiring to hear him also.
At the age of 19.
At the age of 19. So I think everybody should contribute to serve humanity. So let us hear him.
We do a lot of work for women and children mostly. And I think I would love to suggest to the President this year that we include this into our projects for the year. And I think like what it says here, take a small step, make a big difference. This is the way to go. Because not everyone can do things on a vast scale. But I think if everyone does something small, you're going to make a difference in the world. And I think the presentation that Rahulji made here is absolutely shocking, and it's an eye-opener for all of us. And I think we have to do a lot more. Of course, helping these poor women is one aspect, but I think there has to be some very, very severe punishment for people who perpetrate these kind of crimes. We have to move to the higher-ups and the police and create some kind of an awareness how to target these awful men who do these terrible things to women. Women are helpless, so they are such easy targets, especially the kind of girls and women who are targeted by these men. I think they need to be put behind bars straight away and given some kind of a very severe punishment. I would give them capital punishment for a few of them in public, in the place where they have perpetrated this crime. Let the people see what is going to be done if you do something like this to women. I feel that is the way to go. They had this in the 18th century and 19th century, public hangings, public. The punishment has to be public, not in some quiet jail, quietly, where nobody knows what happened. Show these men and show other men that this is the way, this is what is going to happen to you if you perpetrate this kind of a crime to women, against women. And I think that's one of the ways forward. We need to do this and help people like this and reduce. I'm happy to see that Tamil Nadu has a far lower rate. I think it also is because of the higher education levels in our state. I mean, I'm a Chennai Vasi, I've lived here all my life, although I'm from Andhra Pradesh. And I'm proud to say that it's a state which has a lot of safety for women. I drive alone. I've always driven alone at any time of the night. Never have I found any being targeted for anything at all. It's a relatively safe state. And I guess a lot of, I mean, I'm not so sure about North India, how it is. I've never lived there, but definitely in the south we are safer. The police, bring them into this, make sure that they can be proactive in every state. I think show this positively, and then I think we're going to see a large difference. Men are not going to be able to get away. And it's not just men. I'm horrified to see that women also do these kind of things. It's that is depressing and awful to know that women can target other women and children. With human trafficking, again, a terrible, terrible crime. That has to be stopped also. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
No, we have to, sir, can you open this now?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, okay? Pull that up.
So if you look straight on this, right?
Thank you everyone.
ஸ்பிரிட்ஸ் ஒரு நல்ல ஆத்மா எப்போதும் ஒரு நல்ல விஷயம் செய்யணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் இட் வில் லாங் ஃபார். இந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனில் வந்து இந்த ஆசிட் விக்டிம்ஸ் அதை பற்றி ஒரு மீட்டிங் வந்து இது பண்ணினாங்க. ஆக்சுவலி இந்த விக்டிம்க்கு என்னென்ன காம்பன்சேஷன் இருக்குது சட்டப்படி ஆர்டிகிள் 21 அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டத்தில் 21 சொல்லுது. லைஃப் வித் டிக்னிஃபைடு லைஃப் வந்து ஒருத்தருக்கும் கேரண்டி பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. ஸோ அந்த லைஃப் இட் ஷுட் நாட் பி அது அந்த டிக்னிஃபைடு லைஃப் வந்து இட் ஷுட் நாட் பி டேக்கன் அவே வித் டியூ ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் லா. அதுபடி தான் ஒரு மனுஷனோட வாழ்க்கையை வந்து கான்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ஹேஸ் கேரண்டீட் அ டிக்னிஃபைடு லைஃப். அது சம்மந்தமாக பேசுகிறதுக்கு அதை வயலேட் பண்ணுனா இந்த ஆசிட் விக்டிம்ஸ் எல்லாம் ஆசிட் விக்டிம்ஸ் இந்தந்த அவங்களுக்குள்ள ரைட்ஸ், அவங்களோட ப்ரிவிலேஜஸ், அவங்களுக்கு அந்த என்னென்ன காம்பன்சேஷன் ரைட்ஸ், அவங்களோட லீகல் ரைட்ஸ் என்ன இருக்குது, அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டப்படி என்னது இருக்குது, ஐபிசி படி என்ன இருக்குது, அவங்களோட தண்டனை என்னென்னலாம் அவைலபிள் இன் தி லா வித் தி அவைலபிள். ஏன்னா நிறைய லைஃப் ரைட் டு ஸ்பீடி டிஸ்போசல் அண்ட் ரைட் டு கிவ் அ டிக்னிஃபைட் லைஃப், இந்த மாதிரி so many rights are available. அந்த ரைட்ஸ் எல்லாம் அவங்களுக்கு கிடைக்குதா என்ன அப்படின்னு சொல்லி with their organization they are taking steps to promote all their rights by creating awareness. எஸ்பெஷலி இந்த விக்டிம்க்கு என்னென்ன காம்பன்சேஷன் அரசியலமைப்பு சட்டத்திலையும் சரி அரசாங்கத்திலையும் சரி நேஷனல் லீகல் சர்வீசஸ் அத்தாரிட்டியில் அதில் காம்பன்சேஷன் கொடுக்கணும் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு ப்ரொவிஷன் இருக்குது. அதை பற்றி மெயினாக அவேர்னஸ் க்ரியேட் பண்ணுறதுக்காக தான் இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் அவங்க பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. அது தட் தே ஆர் டூயிங் க்ரியேட்டிங் அவேர்னஸ் அண்ட் ஹவு காம்பன்சேஷன்ஸ் ஆர் பீயிங் கிவன், அது எங்கே அப்ரோச் பண்ணணும், எப்படி கொடுக்கணும், எவ்வளோ காம்பன்சேஷன் கொடுக்குறாங்க கவர்மெண்ட்லேயும் சரி நேஷனல் லீகல் சர்வீசஸ் அத்தாரிட்டி அண்ட் வேரியஸ் அதர் ஆர்கனைசேஷனில் அவங்களுக்கு எப்படி நஷ்ட ஈடு காம்பன்சேஷன் கொடுக்குறாங்க அப்படிங்கிறத பற்றி மெயினாக அங்கே டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டு. இல்லை நான் வந்து இங்கே லீகல் சர்வீசஸில் அவங்களே எனக்கு தெரியல, நான் வந்து ஜட்ஜா எங்க லீகல் சர்வீசஸ் இருக்கும்போது ஐ ஹவ் மேட் 2 ஆசிட் சர்வைவருக்கு வேலை வாங்கி கொடுத்தேன். அண்ட் நான் அந்த காம்பன்சேஷனுக்காக 3 lakhs அவங்க மினிமம் கொடுக்கணுக்காக கவர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு ரெக்கமெண்ட் பண்ணி அதை வாங்கி கொடுத்தது இட் வாஸ் மை பார்ட். அவங்க வந்து நிறைய பேர் கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அது என்ன எவ்வளோ பேருக்கு நீங்கள் அந்த காம்பன்சேஷன் வாங்கி கொடுத்துருப்பீங்க, விக்டிம் காம்பன்சேஷன் எவ்வளோ பேருக்கு நீங்கள் கொடுத்துருப்பீங்க, காம்பன்சேஷன் உங்கள் ஆர்கனைசேஷன்லேருந்து ட்ரை பண்ணி உங்கள் ஆர்கனைசேஷன்லேருந்து